Hi, today I'm going to talk about something very simple, but will save you a lot of embarrassment and trouble. So there are times when, especially when you move from one country to another, things that you are familiar with are called by another name. So that if they use that term, you are like thrown back, you don't know what it is, but you know what it is, just that you don't know it by that name. So there are so many things like that here. They have different ways of referring to things that you are familiar with, but you are not familiar with the name they call that thing. I want to throw out a challenge there for other nurses practicing in other countries to give examples of these things I'm going to give now, things that you know but with a different name, that if you eventually got to learn how to call with the other name they call it with. So a typical example is this. This is what I know it as is gauze. So quite okay, they call it gauze here, but they have other names that they call it. So the first time I heard someone refer to it here is a 4x4. So I'm like, what is a 4x4? So eventually I got to find out that this is a 4x4. So what they mean is 4 inches here and 4 inches here. So this is gauze. We know it as gauze. It's used for dressing. We don't know it as 4x4. So, but it has different sizes. This is a 4x4. This one right here is a 2x2. Let me open it. This one too can come in a pack like this. It's just that it's out, so I didn't want to waste the big one. So this is a 2x2. You see it? It's smaller. It's a 2x2. So it's especially embarrassing in an emergency situation when things need to get done quickly, and then you are expected to go. Somebody says, go and get a 4x4. And you don't know what a 4x4 is, but you know, it's just that I don't know what it is called. So some people call it sponges. They call it gauze, they call it 4x4. If it is this one, they call it sponges. And then there are different types of gauze. There is one they call gauze bandage. That one is in form of a bandage. Different types too. So just know that that is what a 4x4 is, in case you come across that. Then another thing is, there are so many other things. As I remember them, I will keep putting them in different videos. Another thing is, there was a day that there was an emergency and we had to rush and do things, and they sent me to go and get a razor. So I'm like, what I know as a razor is this. This is a razor as far as I'm concerned. All my life I've got this a razor. This is a razor. So I'm like, I've not seen this razor here before. So I was looking for it in the supply room. Time was going, so I ended up asking somebody that they need a razor. Where can I find a razor? And guess what turned out being a razor? This shaving stick. This is what I know as a shaving stick, but they call it a razor here. So that's what I mean. There are so many other things like that. So getting familiar with those things take time. Like I always say in my previous videos, it takes time. You know, if you are in a new place, it takes time to adjust to how things are done and how things are called. If something I want to say is, your best friend is YouTube videos. YouTube videos are your best friend. There are so many things you come up against, you don't know what to do, you don't know what it is, but when you go on YouTube, you get sufficient explanation about what that thing is. Be it a procedure, be it a concept you don't understand, be it a device you have not used, be it a supply, anything. When you go on YouTube, you will find an explanation for it. It will save you a lot of embarrassment. It will save you a lot of trouble. But be careful with YouTube, because there are so many people who just go out there, put out content that is not evidence-based. So you have to ensure that the content you are getting is legit, the content you are getting is evidence based. Compare it with other sources. Example, use Lippincott. Lippincott is a publishing company that publishes health related contents. They have procedures, they have journals, they have books, they have digital solutions, and everything you can think of if it's health related. If you come across a procedure that you're not familiar with, you can go on Lippincott to break it down, and you can be sure that it's evidence-based. So as much as possible, as new things come up, that's how you learn. As new things come up, you don't ignore it or dodge it. Confront it and learn what it is, and then it no longer becomes a new thing to you. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. And put in the comments your own experiences. Thank you.